Top 5 fans, we are now 3 days away from Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G Part 3, guys. Triple G Part 3. God, I'm excited for this fight. I know what a lot of people are talking about there. I know what a lot of people are saying out there, and they're saying things like how this fight should have happened a lot sooner, how this fight should have went down maybe right after that Part 2 fight that they had. And, you know, guys, at the end of the day, we're getting it. You know, there's a lot of fights that we couldn't get much sooner. Just the Part 1. Look at Manny Pacquiao Mayweather. Their first fight, their only fight, 6 years it took to make. Just for one fight. You know, we did get that fight with Triple G and Canelo twice already. So, you know, we cannot say too much. Now, I also hear what a lot of other people are saying, how Triple G and Canelo, you know, how Canelo waited a long time for this fight to take place. Not so much. I really disagree when it comes to that. But we'll get into all that later on. Guys, bottom line is, regardless of what the past is, regardless of who should have won what fight should have taken place when, it's happening now. This Saturday, Part 3. So let's get into this. My question to you guys is this. How do you think Canelo is going to win? Well, let me tell you guys this. Canelo is coming off a loss, unfortunately, to Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol was a much bigger fighter and a little bit more skillful in his weight class. You know, he did not get beat in his own weight class at super middleweight, 168. He got beat at light heavyweight. So, with that being said, he definitely got outboxed. I guess you could say Dimitri Bivol was a boxer puncher. Like, he was able to back Canelo up, and he was able to beat him to the punch a lot more. And Dimitri Bivol, once again, a much bigger guy. So, with that being said, I feel like with that loss, we're going to have Canelo come into this Triple G fight with a chip on his shoulder, showing him that, like, hey, you know what? I got a lot to prove. I don't want to lose 2 in a row, because that says a lot for somebody. Losing one fight, especially at another weight class that you're trying to accomplish, is it a big deal? Not necessarily, but still nobody likes to lose. So with that being said, again, Canelo is going to come in with a chip on his shoulder because he did lose. That's one reason why I feel Canelo is going to be in there not messing around, not going to take this lightly, and definitely not going to try to leave this to the judges. That's one reason. Another reason is Canelo has, again, fought Dimitri Bivol, fought Sergey Kovalev, has now fought and taken punches from bigger opponents than Triple G. I do believe Triple G could have always moved up in different weight classes, but he is the king of middleweights, and now he has moved up to a weight class in super middleweight to face Canelo for the 3rd time. But again, Canelo knows what it's like. Ever since that second fight, he knows what it's like to face light heavyweights. Not even just super middleweights. He fought super middleweights as well. You know, he fought 168 and he fought at 175. So now he has fought bigger men than Triple G. Maybe not as skillful, but again, bigger men. So Canelo knows what it takes to be able to take punches from a bigger guy, to be able to withstand punches from the onslaught, to be able to get stronger, to fill up your body, to be able to use the muscle mass, be able to use the ring, know everything what it takes. Because when it's a lot different when you're trying to face someone at middleweight, and now you're walking around 5, 10, even 15 pounds heavier than you normally do. You can't just go in there thinking that everything's going to be the same. No, you got to learn what it takes to actually carry that weight for 12 rounds. And Canelo's done that. Canelo's been able to pack on that muscle, and he's been able to use that muscle and use his cardio and use his experience and use all this around all together into bigger men, like a Billy Joe Saunders, like a Caleb Plant, like a Sergey Kovalev, and like a Dimitri Bivol, regardless of the fact, you know, unfortunately he did lose, but still, he did not get stopped, and he did not get dropped, and he did not, you know, it was not a 100% domination. Canelo was in the fight just a little bit here and there, still clearly lost, but it wasn't just an annihilation, a slaughter. Definitely wasn't. So being that, as what it said, I believe that is also another edge where, you know, Canelo has that. Canelo is going to get hit by Triple G, and I believe he's going to feel like, hey, you know what? I got hit by bigger men than Triple G. I have faced stronger men than Triple G. So and not just that, that's the second reason. The third reason is because he's faced Triple G. He's taking Triple G's shots. And he knows, like, hey, I can take this. I can do this. So how is he going to win? Canelo has to use the experience of fighting bigger men, using the muscle mass that he's put on, using the experience of fighting all these other great contenders, you know, because he's fought a lot of great fighters. He's fought in Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol. He's fought in Billy Joe Saunders, Daniel Jacobs, Caleb Plant. He's fought in a lot of other good fighters, well-known fighters, where on the other hand, Triple G hasn't so much. And Triple G is a little bit older now. So how is he going to win? I do feel like he needs to be able to back up. He needs to be able to use that strength that he's added. He needs to be able to use that chip on his shoulder from losing to Dmitry Bivol. He needs to use the biggest chip on his shoulder, which is the fact that people are calling him scared of Triple G. How he waited for Triple G in this Part 3 fight. How he continued to avoid Triple G from the first fight. Like, people are saying that he could have fought Triple G way sooner. And how I want to say, I didn't say he robbed him, but the judges robbed Triple G of that first fight, you know, and how he made me feel like he should have won that second fight. I do feel like that second fight was a lot closer. It could have gone either way. Most people say it was Triple G, but, you know, Canelo definitely got the nod. But that first fight, I do believe that Triple G did get robbed. He should have won that fight, but it was a draw. So nonetheless, he needs to use that chip on his shoulder and just show everybody, like, listen, this guy is not better than me. He is not bigger than me. He is not stronger than me. I am bigger. I am stronger. I have faced more contenders. And not only am I not going to leave this in the hands of the judges, I am going to stop this man. And that is what Canelo needs to do. He needs to not box Triple G. He needs to go in there and be the bigger guy. Even though Triple G is a little bit bigger, but he needs to be the bigger guy because he has more experience facing bigger men. He has more experience walking down some bigger men. And again, he has more experience knocking out a bigger guy. He knocked out Sergey Kovalev. Whatever you guys want to say about Sergey, past his prime, way later in his career, don't matter. He beat Sergey Kovalev and knocked Sergey Kovalev off. Very few people have been able to do that, especially at that point. I know he got that kind of stoppage, that weird stoppage where Andre Ward, kind of weird. But this was straight up knock out. Done. Lights out. He did that to a bigger man. Not just a regular 175-pounder. He did that to a actual 75-pound champion. A guy who was very dominant. Maybe a little past his prime, but still, you beating him past his prime, that's okay. But being able to knock him out, that's very few excuses you could do that. So this is what he needs to do. He needs to be able to use that. Use all that. And not allow to go to decisions, and not allow to have Triple G get in his head and thinking that, hey, you avoided me, you're scared of me, and definitely not allow that loss to affect him. Use that loss. Use that Dmitry Bivol loss and say, hey, you know what? That's not me. I know I'm better than that. I know I can get this guy. I know I can beat him. I know I can beat definitely Dmitry Bivol, and I know for a fact, after all this, I am not going to make it close. I am going to knock out Triple G. That's the mindset I believe Canelo needs to do. He needs to not box him. He needs to not try to out-jab him. He needs to do none of that. He needs to go over there and straight up dominate him and finish the trilogy hands down. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think? What's your personal opinion on how Canelo should or is going to win this fight? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.